If you've got real capital sitting still right now, the risk isn't losing it. It's watching it collect dust while everything else moves. That's why the sharpest investors I know are moving into assets that travel with them, grow quietly, and open doors that stocks and real estate never will. And in 2025, if your wealth isn't mobile and strategic, you're exposed. So let me show you what they're doing and how to position your money the same way. And it's not because they're chasing wild returns, it's because the rules have changed. The truth is, when markets get shaky, the first thing wealthy people look for isn't returns. It's control of the situation. That's something most people don't get. Yeah, they're chasing ROI, but the smart money's asking a different set of questions. They're asking, what can I actually move right now? What do I own that can't be frozen up or tied into red tape? What holds value no matter what's happening in the headlines? And I've seen this firsthand with my clients. Real estate, it takes months to liquidate, even if you price it right. You're dealing with inspectors, agents, buyers, all of which may be dragging their feet. Try making a fast move with a building. You can't. Stocks, you're at the mercy of the algorithms. One tweet, one war, one rumor, and you've lost 10% before lunch. I had a client with a 2023 Rolex Sprite. He picked it up retail from the AD as soon as they dropped. At first, the value spiked, but then the secondary market got flooded and prices started dipping. He recognized it for what it was, short-term hype, and he made a smart move. He sold it for $15K while he was still up and used that liquidity to buy back into the stock market after a major pullback. When most people were too nervous to make a move, he owned it, and the move paid off. Within a week, that capital had grown. Not because he was chasing some risky flip, but because he had the freedom to make moves when others were stuck. Meanwhile, I had crypto investors blowing me up. A lot of them had just made some serious gains. Bitcoin ran, Ethereum doubled, but they didn't want to get caught in the market kickback when the volatility kicked in. They were seeing platforms freeze withdrawals. Their wallets were getting flagged, delays getting in and out, yada yada yada. They wanted something real. They wanted something tangible. They wanted something off-chain. So a lot of crypto guys took their wins and moved them into watches. Not for the flex, but for the function, and maybe a little bit for the flex. In uncertain times, something you can touch, carry, and move is worth more than another line on a spreadsheet. That's what people often overlook. It's not just what you own, it's how quickly and how cleanly you can use it. You may not be at the peak when you first invest, it may not be perfect, but if you can't access your capital when it matters, then what's the point? And that's where watches shine. Luxury timepieces are quiet power. They're discreet, they're respected, and in many of the right circles, they're liquid across any table. I've seen six-figure deals closed in person with nothing but a firm handshake and a paddock handed across the table. No banks, no wire or holds, just trust and luxury timepieces. It's like gold, but better. It wears well, it travels better, it holds weight in every major city on earth. And when you know what to buy, it can outperform a lot of traditional investments and give you something no stock or crypto ever will: control. And this is where watches really come in. A luxury timepiece isn't just something you can wear to look stylish. It's something you can carry into any major city, trade across any table, and store discreetly like gold, but with utility. Now, if you're someone with serious capital and you're actively looking for a smarter way to protect it this year, I do open up a few private slots each month to work one-on-one with clients who want their money parked in the right pieces, at the right time, with the right exit strategy baked in. If that's you, there's a link in the description where you can book a private call with me. We'll go deep into your goals, and I'll walk you through how I manage this for other clients and help them invest in one of the smartest assets of 2025. And here's one of the biggest reasons that strategy works so well for clients who want their money mobile and accessible. Because when it comes to liquidity, watches operate on a completely different level than traditional assets. A high value timepiece can be liquidated in 48 to 72 hours in almost any major city on the planet. That's not theory, I've done it. No bank approvals, no drawn out agent listings, no market timing, no volatility hangups, just a phone call, a handshake, and a wire. I've had clients flip watches for rare art, exotic cars, even a down payment on a property all within a couple of days. And one of my favorites? One day a client had a 30K piece on their wrist, a clean GMT. 2 days later, they're staring at an Alec Monopoly original hanging in their loft. It's not just a flex, it's fluidity. It's strategy with personality. You can walk into a black tie gala Friday night event with it on your wrist and walk into a deal Monday morning and use it as leverage. However, not every watch is an investment, just like not every stock is Apple. There are hype watches out there that run hot and fall fast. You've seen them. New releases that get pumped on forums and flipped within 48 hours. Celebrity collabs that retail at $15K and crash to $9K the second the spotlight fades. That's not the game we're playing. Because here's the truth, it's not just about what a watch is now, it's about what it's already been through. When you know how to track volatility cycles, discontinued production runs, and where demand holds even after the hype dies down, that's when you really start to make plays. You start identifying watches with historical resilience. You look at the floor, not the ceiling, and you ask, what's the downside? And when that downside is protected by precious metals like full gold, platinum, or even a two-tone, you're not just relying on the hype. You're anchored in materials, rarity, and history. The best performing watches in the luxury space, they've already passed through their chaos phase. They've seen the spike, the correction, the stabilization. And what's left is a reference that has a real collector base, real scarcity, and proven demand over time. Think about it. During recessions or market crashes, people don't stop wanting things. They just become more selective. Scarcity matters more. Heritage matters more. And the watch that was overlooked 6 months ago suddenly becomes the one everyone wants again. Because it's stable, it's elegant, and they know if they need to, they'll be able to move it. That's what we look for. And here's the best part. The demand for these watches never actually disappears. It just hides. And that's when we strike. So when clients ask, what's safe when everything else is bleeding? This is what I point to. Not the trendiest, not the flashiest. I point to the reference that's been through it all. A luxury watch isn't just an asset. It's a gateway. It's a signal. It's a form of currency that opens doors most people never see. I've had clients tell me point blank that the only reason I even got the introduction in a room full of people was because of the watch on my wrist. That's leverage. But hey, here's where that gets taken even further, and you only know this if you're on the dealer side of the trade. You start to notice who's really wearing what, because there aren't just random watches, they're intentional moves. The guy wearing the platinum day date with the ice blue dial, he's not flexing, he's signaling. He knows exactly what it says. The same guy wearing a discontinued 5712 or a ceramic Royal Oak, those aren't just watches you accidentally stumble into. They represent something. As a dealer, I see this daily, because when you're wearing the right piece, you're speaking fluent high net worth. That's why I always say the watch on your wrist isn't just about style, it's about access. And if you're playing at a high level or trying to get there, every move you make needs to be intentional, including the one that you're putting on your wrist. And if you're already thinking a few steps ahead and you're looking for a smarter way to protect, grow, and leverage your capital without chasing noise and volatility, that's what I do for clients every single day. So if you're serious about positioning your capital into something that's liquid, global, and quietly powerful, I do book a few one-on-one calls each month that can help you dive into how they exactly do this. If that's the kind of moves you're ready to make, then follow the link in the description and let's talk.